Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Vedavyasapriya His Divine Krishna Abhajana Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. His Constituted Founder Acharya Jagadguru Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Shabad Paramahamsa Parivrajitacharya Astuttar Sutta Shishima His Divine Krishna Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prema Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Braja Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Navadip Mathur Dham ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki Jai. Ganga Mai ki Jai. Jamna Mai ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Gaur Prema Om Glorista Samaveta Om Glorista Samaveta Om Glorista Samaveta Glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Can speak on Janmashtami?
Do introduction of Sharanagati?
Sharanagati. Sharanagati बताना है.
Introduction.
All right. We'll go Janmashtami tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, code आया 0984.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadamtikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tatapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarana Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijasaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sarvana Lalita Shri Vishasam Tamsya He Krishna Karmani Jyoti Jugandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kamta Radha Kamta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Prabhram Veera Devrindavaneshwari Krishnamasuti Devi Pranamami Hare Krishna Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Virevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishada Putale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Acharya Nirvishesha Shunnyavadi Paschatya Desatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, the definition of Sharanagati is given in Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatana Goswami. If we see the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita is coming through Sarvadharman Paritya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Mokshishyami Ma Shucha. Abandon all varieties of occupational duties called religion and just surrender to me utterly. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions that you have incurred. At the same time, you will be protected from future commitment of the sins. you'll be completely protected and well protected. Aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshishyami ma sucha. Punya is a kind of activity that elevates us towards our real conduct in human form of life. And pap is completely opposite to it. That it does not even care for your own welfare. And too many gadgets, too much confusion. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has taken up this particular subject for his meditation and guidance, what it entails to be a surrendered soul to Lord Krishna. Serving the Sharanagatis, there are 6 divisions of Sharanagati. Means there are 6 prerequisites or qualifications one must, cultivate in order to take complete shelter of Lord Krishna. Bhakti done without Sharanagati is also yielding some results which are beneficial for further progress. But Bhakti done with complete surrender will take you all the way to back to God. So it's a very educatory process that we may not simply stay on a belief system that we read in Bhagavad Gita, but in a verifiable understanding that proves right before your eyes, that puts you on a different platform altogether from the material platform to the spiritual platform. And that continues forever. So, let's see, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote this Sharanagati treatise in 1893, 3 years before Srila Prabhupada's appearance. There are Bengali songs outlining the 6-fold process, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur elaborately, explains and individualizing all different steps in a song fashion. Now, you can chant after me. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kore. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kore. Swaparshad Sriya Dham Sa Avatari. Swaparshad Sriya Dham Sa Avatari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu descended from the eternal spiritual world along with his personal associates and divine abode, incarnating in this temporary material world out of compassion for the fallen souls. Atyanta durlabha prema koribare dana.
Durlabha prema koribare dana.
Shikhaya Sharanagati Bhakti Pran.
Shikhaya Sharanagati Bhakti Pran.
In order to freely distribute the gift of ecstatic love of God, which is very difficult to obtain. He taught the path of Sharanagati, devotional surrender to the Supreme Lord. This Sharanagati is the very life of the true devotee. Why it is the life of true devotees? Devotional service doesn't define as a stagnant or stationary activity. Every time we perform a devotional activity, there is an increment towards the finality of the process, towards the appreciation of our predecessor Acharya, ultimately towards devotion. So it is an ever increasing realization. Dainya Atmani Vedana Goprutvevana
Atmani Vedana Goprutvevana Avajjara Krishna Vishwasapala
Bhakti Anukula Matra Gare Rasikara
Anukula Matra Gare Rasikara
Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Vajana Vichara
Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Vajana Vichara.
The 6 ways of surrender through Sharanagati are: first, Dainya means humility; second, Atmanivedana, dedication to the self; the third, Bhakti Varana, acceptance of the Lord as only maintainer; and fourth is the consciousness of Avashya Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me, which is Vishwas of faith and Krishna's palan protection. The fifth is Bhakti Anukula Matra Karya Svikar, as execution only of those acts favorable to pure devotion. And sixth, Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Vajanantikar, renunciation of conducts adverse to pure devotion. These are the 6 steps. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, it is said other way around. The sequence is starting from the last. Shadanga Sharanagati Hoive Jahara Tahara Prasanna Sune Srinanda Kumara Srinanda Kumar, the youthful son of Nanda Maharaj, hears the prayers of anyone who takes refuge in him by this 6-fold practice of surrender. Rupa Sanatana Pade Dante Prunadore
Sanatana Pade Dante Prunadore
Bhakti Vinoda Pade Don Pada Glory
Bhakti Vinoda Pade
Bhakti Vinod prostrates himself at the feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatana Goswami, places a straw between his teeth, and clasps their lotus feet with his hands. In Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Dante Pranadhari, to hold some strands of grass between your teeth while you pay your obeisances. Dandavat. Have you ever seen anybody doing that? In this court, nobody does. But this is the Gaudiya practice. Dante Pranadhari. It means we are lower than animals. or grass it is. Alright? And why do you hold the truna? Because everybody tramples on the grass. So when you hold little strains of grass, you are putting yourself lower than the lowest. Otherwise, if you pay obeisances, neither we chant any mantra, just we lie down. Because we are hiding back so many things behind our head. But when you exemplify yourself holding little strains of grass in your mouth while paying your obeisances, everything is understood. That kind of humility is to be shown. That kind of surrender and humility is the most important factor that we will see how this is explained. Kandiya kandiya bole ami to adama.
Kandiya kandiya bole ami to adama.
Sikhai sharanagati kore uttam.
Sikhai sharanagati kore uttam.
Weeping and weeping, he tells them, I am certainly the lowest of men. Oh, please make me the worthiest by teaching me the ways of Sharanagati. Humility doesn't know any bounds. There is no limit for exhibiting humility. But we have to become exemplary. So, this is the way the examples are observed. If we do not have the mood of Sharanagati, how are we going to please your Lord Shri Krishna? How can he will ever become the center of our life? Everything will be a lip service. That actual manifestation of the divine qualities that will be bestowed upon us by taking the sixfold Sharanagati. We are not after those siddhis which are all coming, but it becomes the exemplary behavior of the Vaishnava. All these great Vaishnavas who were associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are eternally liberated souls. Chaitanya re sangi sangi nitya siddha karimani. Siddha means those who have achieved the excellence in Vaishnava behavior. And they become siddhas. So if we follow the rules and regulations of Sharanagati to increase our devotional service, then it gives the beacon that such a soul will be very rare, he will be siddha. Siddha means perfected. Siddhis in yoga system is material in nature. So, bhukti kami, siddhi kami, sakale ashant. Ar eka Krishna bhakta ata eva shant. Those who are siddhi kamis or bhukti kamis, their life is very, very troublesome and disturbed all the time. Their attention goes wherever there is sense gratification. And if they are not getting, there is no peace in his mind. They want to achieve higher and higher ranks of sense gratification. But their life is ashant. Hare Eka Krishna Bhakta. If one is really a devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, he would be very peaceful. he will not incur, or he will not become a kind of disturbance in somebody's life. He will not be part of anything. He is peaceful within himself. So, cultivation of this culture of consciousness has progressively developing till one goes back home, back to God, and be with Krishna. So, this helps the devotees so much that both by the practice of it and cultivating the consciousness of it itself is very, very beneficial. So in Hari Bhakti Vilas it is said, Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam rakshati visvaso gopturtve varanam tatha atmanikshepa karpanye shadavita sharanagati. The 6 divisions of surrender are the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service, the rejection of unfavorable things, the conviction that Krishna will give protection, and the acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master, and full surrender and humility. So, these 6 factors are extremely important for us to remember. We may also check ourselves at what is lacking in us. And through these 6 symptoms of Sharanagati, they will tell as it is. It's not that we cannot judge where are we. There's a process. There is no essential difference between a fully surrendered soul and a person in renounced order of life. The only difference is that a fully surrendered soul is completely dependent upon Krishna. And there are 6 basic guidelines of surrender. These are the 6 basic guidelines. So each and every guideline will be in detail explained in this particular thing. So first we take Anukulasya Sankalpa, acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service. The first is that one should accept everything that is favorable for discharge of devotional service, and one should be determined to accept the process. Now, who would be the guide? The spiritual master. You must know the mood and mission of the spiritual master. So what is favorable to it, to the mission, that will be best application. Shuddha Bhagata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. 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 Bhagata Seva Parama Siddhi Karamula. Bhagata Seva Parama Siddhi Bhagata Seva Parama Siddhi Premalati Karamula. Bhagata Seva Parama Siddhi Premalati Karamula. Dust from the lotus feet of pure devotees is conducive to devotional service, while the service to the Vaishnavas is itself a supreme perfection, as well as the root of the tender creeper of divine love. Vaishnavas must be served. According to Haridas Thakur, one who has chanted the holy name once, it should be considered as Vaishnava. It means the one who is practicing, then must be very well aware that he can't offend such a person. Thus, you at least extreme faith on the holy name, that because he has chanted, the holy name is going to act on his consciousness. Sooner or later, he will become purified. So rest assured, you have no reason to criticize him or undermine him. If that is the standard of Haridas Thakur, who is Namacharya, what to speak, that we follow him and we may not behave properly with them. So it tantamount. Rather, you can't be neutral at the same time. But because you're pleasant mood, you may not have expertise, but you are compassionate. And your pleasant mood will satisfy him in the midst of even great calamities. Offer him prasad. Give him welcome. Protect him at your best. We can't become so discriminatory. Or because somebody has said he is a rascal, therefore we treat him as a rascal. No. We have to be vigilant, fine, within our own jurisdiction of the service that we are rendering. But at the same time, we should be pleased in order that he has come to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. So within our jurisdiction, if he doesn't harm, he still should be well protected. There are so many cases in the Puranas. Maharaj Shidi protected, the pigeon, who is nobody but Brahaspati was there. They wanted to take the test of Maharaj Shidi, who is considered to be, a faultless devotee of the Lord. So Indra and Brahaspati, Indra became hawk and Brahaspati became a pigeon. The hawks are, going to eat the pigeon. But somehow this pigeon fell when this Shiva Maharaj was meditating. So it came in his lap and he immediately, picked it up and protected it. So there are some arguments. This is, the story is coming in, I think Mahabharata is also retelling that same story. Some other Puranas are also there. So, pigeon wants protection and the hawk wants to eat it. They are claiming their own nature. So Shidi said, the weight of this pigeon, I can give you flesh, so you'll be satisfied. So he started cutting off his flesh from legs and arms and tried to, but the pigeon became heavier and heavier, and Shri Maharaj wanted to sit down and offer his entire body as a, then they became very pleased and benedicted that this is the character of benevolence. But anyway, within our jurisdiction, our capacity, we should at least never despise anybody. But if we know the history, just be cordial with such a person and give him required protection. So, the service to Vaishnavas is very important. Now, what are the other details in our practice that are similar to what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling? Let's read. Madhavati thi bhakti janani jatane palana kori. Madhavati thi bhakti jatane palana kori. Krishna vasati vasati kori parama adare kori. Krishna vasati vasati kori parama kori. Krishna vasati vasati kori parama adare kori. Krishna vasati vasati kori parama adare kori. I observe with great care the holy days commemorating the pastimes of Lord Madhav, and they are the mothers of devotion. As my dwelling place, I choose with greatest reverence and love the transcendental abode of Sri Krishna. We are supposed to follow certain practices, amongst them the residence in the holy place is also recommended. Residence in Vrindavan. At least some part of our life. And Prabhupada invites the elderly folks. You may invest money when you become older, but still, Prabhupada is inviting that some part of your life should be spent in the service of the Holy Dham. We are practicing the holy days commemorating the pastimes of Lord Madhav, which is just around the corner tomorrow. All right? And his purity will be day after tomorrow. Because they are the mother of devotion. This kind of celebrations are the mother of devotion. Your mood is entirely changed and you want to perform services of various kind that is favorable to Lord Shri Krishna. So these two factors are important. Gaura Amara Yesavastane Gaurava Brahmana Ramde. Gaura Amara Yesavastane Gaura Amara Yesavastane Gaurava Brahmana Ramde. Gaura Amara Yesavastane travel for first time, I will visit in the company of loving devotees. So we are going to Jharkhand. Where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his pastimes are there. That is the only reason. Because it's part of devotional service, favorable service to Lord Shri Krishna. We don't go on sightseeing. If it is a wonder, we may have darshan, that's all. But that is not our purpose. Mridanga vadya sunite mana tavasara sadayate. The music of the mridanga, upon hearing the kind of kirtan ordained by Lord Gaurachandra, my heart dances in ecstasy. Nowadays in Kirtan Mela, you will have many different kind of kirtans, But here the point is given that the kind of kirtan ordained by Lord Gaurachandra must be heard. That's how Srila Prabhupada's legacy is there. And how much different Prabhupada's kirtans are than today's the Gurukulis are doing. They are very passionate. While Prabhupada is chanting in meditative mood. You follow something. So, anyway, better than nothing. But that's about it for certain section of the society. But those who are on the path of surrender, then they need to make a choice. The choice is according to the verdict of our predecessor acharyas. All right. युगल मूर्ति देखिया मोर परम आनंद होया 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 प्रसाद सेवा थोड़ी के मोर सकल प्रपंच I feel the greatest joy. By honoring Lord's prasad, I conquer all over the world illusions. This is how the mood while taking prasadam. We chant Sharanagati, our prayer, but the mood is supposed to be give up all the earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. The first five are called prapancha. They are the gross bodily conception of life responsible. So, when you want to come out from the prapancha, prapancha is also translated as, crafty nature of people who are simply materialistic minded. That's called prapancha. Their intelligence is only geared to earth, water, fire, air, ether, and that's it. Prapanchikitaya buddhya harivastuna sambandhina mumukshohi parityago vairagyam phalku kathyate. If we have materialistic mentality, made up of these 5 elements, which is not understood as they are really Lord Krishna's gift. In relation to Lord Shri Krishna, if we do not utilize them and just reject them, mumukshobi parityago, those who are supposed to be, tyagi, or learning how to renounce everything. That is vairagya phalgu katyate. That is called markat vairagya. It is called phalgu vairagya. Phalgu means cheating. Phalgu means cheating. There is a Phalgu river in both Gaya, the Tirtha, Gaya, where people go to for the oblations. There is no river, it is only river bed, and you have to dig about 1.5 feet to get the water. That is called Phalgu river. Cheating. So similarly, Phalgu Vairagya, you show from external, Prabhupada gives an example. A Mayavadi sannyasi was sitting, and people will come and offer some money. And when they offer the sannyasi, oh no, this is Maya, I do not touch, give it to my secretary. Give it to my secretary means the secretary will be keeping this Maya. So, this is the nature. This is the nature of Phalgu Vairagya. जे दिन ग्रहे भजन देखी कहते गोलोक पाया service of Lord Hari taking place there. When I see Ganga, that river of the nectar emanating from the lotus feet of the Lord, my happiness knows no bounds. Bhakti Manoj Thakur was one of the pioneers to establish home worship of Gaur-Nitai and Radha Krishna. Otherwise, people have nothing but the wholesale marketplace of all the demigods, pictures. Even Jesus Christ comes in. Allah doesn't have face, so he doesn't come. This is their belief. So, a wholesale situation which is devoid of devotion. It is kept because of belief system. But there is no aim behind the belief, and you do not verify it, so it is simply a blind faith. And that is rejected. In Vaishnavism, he says, when, in whose house the Murti of Ramakrishna, Gaur-Nitai, they are worshipped. They are the source of Golok Vrindavan, and it's where they come from. So atmosphere of the home becomes Golok Vrindavan. Bhaya means it is appearing like. So whenever in our home the kirtan is going on or worship is going on, the whole family members come and engage in then it's compared to Golok Vrindavan. And when I see the Ganga, the river of nectar emanating from the lotus feet of Lord, my happiness knows no bounds. What is Ganga has to do with our happiness? Because she is emanating from the toenail that ruptured the Virja during Vamana Avatar. The Lord took 3 gigantic steps. First, covered the whole material universes. Second, it touched the Virja river, and the toenail made some perforation. So the water of Virja started washing the lotus feet of the Lord. Then it came as Svardhunya to the demigod's place, means Svargaloka. And from Svargaloka, Bhagirath was requesting Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva would hold it, otherwise her force will penetrate to Pataloka immediately. That is so much force when she descends from the Svargaloka. So in this way, eventually it is coming as the foot washing of Lord and flows that could even revive the 10,000 sons of Sagar Maharaj and make them alive. That Ganges. So if these are the glorification of the Ganges, then we should know that our real happiness, which is derived by devotional service of Ganga, and we are getting purified, so we must be in ecstasy. So with that mood, one should take the holy deep in the Ganges. Even though Prabhupada said, even though in rainy season Ganges may have murky waters, but those who are concentrating on this line, that Sukhana Sima Pai, they dive and come out. 3 dips are enough. But it is all a spiritual concept, because the Ganges is known to be, pure because of serving the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is the तुलसी देखी जुड़ाय प्राण माधव कृष्ण जानी तुलसी देखी जुड़ाय प्राण माधव कृष्ण जानी गौर प्रिय सत्य में जीवन सत जमानी गौर प्रिय सत्य में जीवन सत जमानी गौर प्रिय सत्य सेवा में जीवन सत जमानी The sight of the holy Tulsi tree soothes my soul, for I know she gives pleasure to Lord Madhav. By tasting the green leafy preparation named Chant, a great favorite of Lord Gauranga's, I consider the worthwhile. What did you do when you have to give up the leafy vegetable chant on first Chaturmasya? For this is the month that we are supposed to give up the leafy vegetables. What happened? I'm eating every day. Follow. In most of the temples they follow. Here also you have to institute that way. So when you set up your gears, follow all these important things that increase our devotional service. Why do we have to follow? Because it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's favorite. So I enjoy, but not on first month of Chaturmasya. Alright? Good. Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajane Anukula Paya Jaha.
Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Anukula Paya Jaha.
Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajane Anukula Paya Jaha.
Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajane Anukula Paya Jaha.
Bhakti Jiva Se Parama Sukhe Svikara Karo Ekaha.
Jati Divase Parama Sukhe Svikara Karo Ekaha.
Bhakti Jiva Se Parama Sukhe Svikara Karo Ekaha.
Jati Divase Parama Sukhe Svikara Karo Ekaha.
Whatever Bhakti Vinod obtains that is favorable to the service of Sri Krishna, he accepts every day with greatest joy. When you are sure that these activities are favorable, naturally you will be filled with joy. To do favorable service means to have favorable results. Plain and simple. So, by pleasing the Lord, yasmin tuste jagat tustam. If you satisfy one, the whole world will be satisfied. And know Him, you will know everything. Kasmin bhagavo yasmin vigyatam sarvamevam vigyatam bhavanti. These are the Vedic aphorisms. By knowing that personality, you know everything. There is nothing left that is unknown. So, these are not high accolades. No, you have to accomplish. If you are satisfied, what else in the world that is going to satisfy more than that? So far they have not satisfied us. That's why in the first place we are turning to Krishna. And by satisfying Him alone, the whole will be yasmin tuste jagat tustam. The whole world will be satisfied. Because He is the sum total of the whole world. And not only this little earth, not only this little universe, there are multitude of universes, bigger and bigger than ours. So we will look into details more. Time up? This way, that way. Good. Any question? You have to ask questions. If we feel that we are not doing certain things, it will inaugurate some inquisitiveness that how can I do this? You know. Look, search out and devote. You are all devotees. What are you not doing? Yes.
Maharaj, sometimes you feel like you want to follow all the devotional rules, instructions, But if you are in Grahastha ashram, sometimes it's difficult.
It means it is in the mind.
Right.
The blockade is in the mind. We have to remove that blockade. And Krishna will give you so much intelligence because you want to do favorable service. You don't want to displease him. In Grahastha ashram, these things come and go, but you can't trade him with Krishna's happiness because your happiness depends upon him. Why do you be miserable? It doesn't make sense. Everybody needs happiness. They don't want to be in miserable things. So when analyzing, then nothing can satisfy myself except Krishna consciousness. Then take it. Be resolved. You need help, I'll come. That's the job I have to perform. What do you say? Huh?
Yes.
Good.
Maharaj, the deity worship, Radha and Krishna is introduced by Madhavendra Puri, then later on by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Oh,
In the Tattvavadi family of Madhvacharya Sampradaya,
okay.
Madhavendra Puri was more inclined for direct service to Yugalamurti. Because without the service of Radha and Krishna, nothing was fulfilling. Tattvavadis become dry. They may establish Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's about it. They accept it. They will fight with others, like Ramanujacharya or Adi Shankara, to establish the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They do not differ. But to become a pure devotee, satisfying the desires of the Lord, they have to follow Radharani. So naturally, when we see in Udupi, Tattvavadis, they worship Krishna with the churning rod on the butter, because they know Krishna is bringing only cream. So fine, they love cream. But
Doesn't go beyond that.
But cream is to be clarified and made into ghee.
That should be done by Radha.
Right. Krishna, why does Krishna like only cream? And he wants to eat, or he will throw the monkeys. He wants to play mischief with, to incite the real devotional service that the gopis will render after he steals the butter. Yes. Otherwise, how come the gopis desire that Krishna should come to my home to steal butter? Because if they allow Krishna to steal, they will become more happy. And sometimes they deliberately incite Krishna by becoming angry with him, or do this trick or do that trick, and Krishna says, I will show you the trick. So they will become more enthused. So they apparently try to become angry or take revenge on Krishna or this or that, or complain to Yashoda Mata. These are all pretexts. But Krishna is always the master of all the mysteries.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj,
Huh?
ખીચડી કરી તમે ખાવા
Nah,
ના સિમ્પલ દાળની કે છોડાવાળી એટલે પૂછું
જો હું આ લોકોને તમે ચાલુ કરી દો ને એટલે હું આવું છું. So we will look into the further detailing all this. We are talking of the first process. Out of 6, this is first.
Thank you very much for your kind words. So I was speaking to Guru Maharaj and he's actually telling me that we should all attend these classes. It's very, very beneficial to us and it will take us from Anartha Nivrutti to Bhajan Kriya actually, to the devotional service if we continue to attend that. There are 6 classes altogether. Maybe we stretch it to 7 according to the time.
Now first is done, 5 more.
5 more.
But tomorrow is Krishna Janmashtami,
Yes.
so we'll have that subject on PowerPoint.
And then again the Vyas Puja next day. So maybe we'll start from the 8th.
That's okay.
Okay. So, but Guru Maharaj says, I call everybody and tell them to come. So whoever are here, I just want to stress this point that please come 6:30 in the evening every day, especially beginning 8th, which is the Friday, which we will have the classes. Because 2 days Janmashtami and Vyas Puja, maybe we have a different subject matter, but at least those days we should all be coming. And then I'll personally call everybody to. Maharaj says you don't have to call, assign somebody, but with the limited bodies, I think I will try that I call each and every one of you to stress that how important it is for us to come at 6:30 and to be in this class of Sharanagati. That is the only way. And Maharaj also thinks that we can progress a little bit further with this class into Krishna consciousness. Thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.
What is now?
So for whoever wants to take prasadam, can take prasadam.